Top of the day to you all, our distinguished and esteemed viewers. Welcome to another episode of the Healthy Happy Human show. Today on the show, we're delving into something very, very beautiful. We're talking the rise of sexual wellness. Yes, you heard it right, sexual wellness. And to delve into this topic with us is a very distinguished medical practitioner. I'd like him to introduce himself. He has a very fine fashion how he does that. How you doing, Doc?
I'm very fine.
Would like to meet you real quickly.
Thank you very much for having me here. Okay, my name is Dr. Dede Oputamno Gilbert, also known as the Celebrity Doctor, and I'm happy to be at the Healthy Happy Human talking about sexual wellness products. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Welcome to the show, Doc. So, very quickly, we'll delve into the conversation. You know, over the years, we've seen the rise of sexual wellness products. Some people call it sex enhancement products, and we've seen some low sides of it. But then I want to ask you, as a medical practitioner, is it beneficial? Is it healthy? Is it advantageous? Is it clandestine? What categorization can we have for sex enhancement products? Is it something that's advised medically?
Well, sex enhancement products, all right, are under the sexual wellness products, all right. So it's just a part of it, and in as much as it is a novel area of our human existence, because in the years past, no one knew about sexual enhancement products, all right? But it's a novel area of our existence.
Are you sure
right?
it wasn't there in time past, in form of herbs and other stuff?
Yeah, even though it was there, but it's not as pronounced as it is
As it
now.
is at the moment.
There are different factors that has made it this pronounced. Anywhere you go, you have to get you get to see
that
of the sexual wellness products. All right. So there are different reasons why it's on the search.
Okay.
Number one is the media.
Okay.
All right. So we have a lot of people, especially influencers, media agencies, you know, who are always putting this out for different people to get to see it, you know, and the juicy advertisement they have. You know, you can be surfing the net, trying to visit a particular page, and at the drop box, you're just seeing a sexual enhancement product. All right, you're just seeing a sexual wellness product. So all these juicy advertisements has made it, you know, to search. And research has shown that by next year, 2025, we are going to be experiencing, or the market, the sexual wellness market is going to be having about $40 billion profit.
Wow.
Just from sexual wellness products. So this is an emerging business area where a lot of people are now venturing into. And it has the risk, it has the opportunities. And I would like to also discuss about all of that.
Right before we come to the risk and opportunities, you seem to be adept with the details of the sex enhancement or the sexual wellness product industry. Can you take us down memory lane how it has evolved to become this multi-billion-dollar industry that you just talked about?
Okay, initially it started with probably just sexual games. Then you had all this cartoon. We had sexual cartoons, you know. From sexual cartoons, we moved to aphrodisiac. Aphrodisiac means substances you take to boost your libido, to boost your performance, all right? It also evolved more recently now to sex toys. So you have the dildos, you have different varieties of sex toys, all right? So when we talk about the sexual wellness product, it ranges from the use of lubricants, all right? Because lubricants is now in the market, all right? We have the lubricant, we have the sex toys, we have the apps, we have sex apps, we have dating apps, all right? These are now in vogue, all right? So all of this is just part of what is in the industry right now. So it has a risk, like I said, it also has the benefits.
Okay, interesting. Now let's go to the risk and the benefits. I'd like to begin with the benefits first of all.
So firstly, one important thing the sexual wellness products have done, all right, in recent climes, it has made people more open to discuss their sexualities. So previously, people see discussions centering around sex as a taboo. Nobody
Yeah.
even wants to talk about it. But recently, we have a lot of people getting to talk about it. So people have to even discuss with their doctors and their sex therapists if they have personal issues. So that is first on the line. All right. So people are discussing about it and making more informed decisions. All right. And that is a plus.
Yeah.
All right. So people who have issues are now more likely to have solutions for their issues. So let's say, for an example, if a lady is having vaginal dryness, we have lubricants that she can use, water-based lubricants that she can use. All right. If someone is having a low libido, all right, we have certain aphrodisiacs you can use. And as a medical doctor, the first thing I do for my patients who have issues centering about their sexual life is to take a careful history from them. Because one of the issues we have with sexual product is people now see sexual product as a magic wand. So you have a particular issue, you're not solving that issue, and you just want to go pick up the sexual wellness product to solve your sexual desires. And that is a wrong approach. Because there are different things that can make someone not to have a good sexual experience. First on the line, emotional stress. If someone is stressed emotionally, the person would not be able to have a good sexual life. If someone is having financial stress in the home, let's say emotional crisis, crisis to your partner, financial, whatever, that can affect your sexual life. All right. So people have to solve. That's why part of the issues, part of the side effects, all right, and the drawbacks to using this sexual enhancement drug is in people who have to now engage in these sexual wellness drugs, all right, to solve issues instead of first tackling the primary source. It's just like you have a tap flowing with water, filling up this room, and instead of going to stop off the tap, you are going to bail the water. So you are not solving the primary cause. You are now going to address the effect of that cause, and that's the problem. Secondly, people are not trying to understand their body chemistry. They're not trying to understand their body physiology. All right, so they don't understand their sexual life personally, and they just want to have a good performance, and they go for these drugs, and that's a problem. So I asked some of my patients, what happens when that drug is not available?
Yeah.
It means you are just thrown aback, and that's a problem. Secondly, taking that drug can also lead to dependence.
Yeah.
So someone who is always taking that drug would always depend on that drug.
On it, yeah.
And every drug has a side effect. Every drug has a side effect. And this is what we try to tell everybody. Anything you take has a side effect. So what we as doctors do is we take a careful history of a patient and know what the patient needs, all right? And try to marry the potential side effect of that very drug with what the patient is presenting and with the patient's past medical history. But what we see now is people just walk into any pharmacy, walk into any drugstore, and buy any drug, and that is very bad because every drug you take has an effect on you.
I was going to come to that. You know, everything that goes mainstream, especially in a country like Nigeria, where the regulations can be subverted sometimes, there'll always be room for quacks. You know, the medical sector, we see a lot of quacks. There are the original doctors and there are quack doctors. In pharmaceuticals, there are the original pharmaceutical companies and the quacks that create that stuff. Now, what are the lows? Knowing that in Nigeria we'll certainly have quacks, don't you think that there should be some kind of regulations where things like this are properly, attention is put on them really well? Because nowadays, every young girl sells sex toys. Every young girl sells sex enhancement. Every young girl sells some pills, gummies, things that women consume. And some of these things, the Medical Association, NAFDAC, the association who is actually in charge of drug, food, and all of that, do not have their hands on them. But people are importing and selling these things, and it's becoming bestsellers at the moment. What do you think would happen to society when this thing actually goes out and it's everywhere and there's no regulation to it?
You've asked a very important question, and this is the reason why part of the advocacy we make is to strengthen the FDA. All right.
As it is in America.
Yes, exactly.
But in NAFDAC in
exactly,
Nigeria.
Here in Nigeria. So because everything you put out has to be approved by NAFDAC. So go get registered and approved by NAFDAC. So we see a lot of products in the market that don't even have any NAFDAC registration number, have not passed any quality. There's what we call quality assurance tests.
Yeah.
SOP, standard operating procedure. These products have not passed any test, and they're out there in the market.
And
so we see
sellers.
exactly. For an example, most lubricants contain glycerin. All right, and glycerin has been shown to alter the pH of the vagina. And once the vaginal pH has been altered, the risk for having vaginal infection is high. A lot of aphrodisiacs people take can interact with the drugs you take, because there's what we call drug-drug interaction.
Yeah.
All right, so these aphrodisiacs can interact with drugs, and interactions with drugs can cause untoward effects, and these are issues. We've seen different sex toys that have caused various degree of traumas to people. All right, traumas from injuring them, and all of that, and all of this are in the market. Nobody is checking it, and that's a very big problem. So we are here to advise everybody who is in this industry to be wary that the long hand of the agencies is just waiting to catch up with them, and they have to come back to NAFDAC to get their products registered, and the products have to pass the quality assurance tests.
So you think the government has a plethora of roles to play here?
Exactly. Everything rises and falls on the government. Yeah.
So when the government doesn't do this, does advocacy really shine the light on this?
Yes. I will give it to the media, because there are a lot of things that are happening in the country, all right, that is being propagated by the media.
All right.
I'll give one example.
Including the traditional and new media.
Exactly. So if the government is not coming to our aid, the media is already helping. Just like what the Healthy Happy Humans is doing. This is fantastic. And everybody out there looking at this video, watching this video from any part of the world, is going to be educated. There are different things I tell people before choosing a particular sexual drug. Firstly, to achieve a good sexual performance, it's driven by the hormones. So there are certain people who have, I'm talking as a medical doctor now,
right, yeah.
There are certain people who have certain diseases that affects their hormone production. It means that, firstly, they will not be able to attain good pubertal stature. Because what makes a woman is the fact that she has estrogen. That's sometimes we'll say a very beautiful girl will say this lady is well estrogenized. It's just a medical word to say she has a lot of estrogens. A man, what makes you have the hormone starch, what makes you have the manly figures is the testosterone. So all these hormones in the body affects your sexual performance. So people who have certain medical challenges that affects their hormones. For an example, all right, if someone has Klinefelter syndrome, where the testosterone is reduced, that person will be having issues with the sexual life because of the hormones. So firstly, you have to see your doctor. Take your child, when he's a small child, all right, to just see your doctor, to get reviewed. You as an adult, see your doctor. Your doctor has to review you and be sure that, all right, you don't have any of those issues that affect your hormones, firstly. Secondly, there are certain exercise and routines that can improve your performance. For an example, Kegel exercise.
Yes,
exercise helping the pelvic diaphragm is tremendous. It gives tremendous improvement. All right, so engage in exercise. All right, even when you are walking, Even when you are jogging, don't jog flat-footed. Every sportsman understands that if you jog flat-footed, you quickly start feeling pain at the Achilles tendon.